watching the clouds drifting away. The yellow chrysanthemum dreams of other colors. The breeze of April blows northward and pollinates the petals of the yellow chrysanthemum.
I thought this was an absolutely striking piece, and I loved how they created a universality and a connection through the elements, through each of the environments that they played from, and that no matter kind of where you come from, we are all so interconnected by being living creatures, by being animals living on this land and needing this land, and there's no way to extricate us from it. So the immersion into all the elements, from the water and the fields and the dirt, I think was a really great way to show that the universal connection. And I thought all the dancers really fully committed to each piece. In each of the sections, I felt like they were all one cohesive, moving, organic unit, and that made for some really effective choreography, and it felt very immersive.
The movement, music feel like warriors preparing for battle at the beginning of this piece. The dancers covered in dirt was also very visually impactful. I got in a sense of a connection to the earth, a grounding aspect of this part of the piece. Their movements are disoriented, almost as if they've not walked before. Each piece has its own feeling, its own unique point of view. The solo with the male dancer had this very big tonal element of power and grace.
So a lot of very stark and very memorable images with moving bodies and the dirt or the clay. It might have been a clay mixture. I thought there was really just sort of sense of rhythm within the piece. I thought it worked really well with the music and the performance, obviously. But I thought within the cinematography approach to capturing the performance, I thought gave the piece a sort of a spiritual feel and a kind of narrative sense around the door, a sense of identity. I thought it was open to interpretation in a way that made the piece easier to get into and more accessible. And I thought it worked well with closing sequences, juxtaposed to the whiteness of the backdrop and the performance of the last performer. I thought really worked well with all that white and contrasted with obviously the opening sequences.
My favorite one was the dance where it looks as if it's one body covered in sand, when in fact it's multiple people dancing as if they were one body, and they're covered in sand, and there's the dark atmosphere where the only thing we can make out are the dancers, and then their dance, and they break apart. I thought that was really cool, and the drastic difference between that dance and the one that comes after it in the meadow with the dancers in colorful garb. I thought that was just visually very interesting to watch that, and then the transition as well. The scene transitions with the doors was really creative. I loved how they would open a door and we would be in a new dance scene. So I thought that was really cool as well.
I think you do a great job of narrating this piece and putting movement to it. There were just so many details in this. This was like a very detailed choreographed piece, whether it be with like effects or with just like small movements, choreography with the water, hands, overhead shots, like seeing these individuals grasp each other. There was just like a lot of detail and a lot of precision in this that I really want to commend. And it adds a certain intensity to what you're watching at the time and what's going on hearing wise as well. Sound. I think it was a really dynamic piece.
I like the use of the old door in the piece, a mystery always waiting on the other side. I really enjoyed seeing the dancers in a variety of settings. The one setting that really worked for me was the one when the three dancers were immersed in sand and caked in mud, and the corresponding choreography, so primal. The rhythmic beat and rather eerie music worked well for the different sections, and the dancers really gave it their 100% emotional commitment. I would love to see more work from this talented group.
Really love the dancers in the water, especially the choreography there. And when they were lowering her hair into the water, I thought that was really cool. Just nice lighting throughout, cinematography, and the hands together, the choreography with the hands. I thought that was a really nice effect and it was different. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And the music to me was like tribal music, just really cool. The dirt effect was really cool with the bodies. Really like the overhead shot with the field, and really nice costumes. And I really, really liked that part where they're lifting her up and she grabs the doorknob.